All right, so are you ready to dive deep?
Always.
Awesome. Today we're going to be tackling customer complaints.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and we've got a really unique source to work with this time. It's a script from the Real English Talk podcast, which focuses on teaching people how to confidently communicate in English.
Okay.
But what really caught my eye with this one is how they use this super creative scenario to teach these skills.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. I mean, what's fascinating to me is that it doesn't seem like they just went the traditional route of like listing out vocabulary or grammar rules or whatever. Like
Yeah.
they've created this whole mini drama, almost like a play, to illustrate how to handle a tough customer situation.
Exactly. And they drop us right into the action.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so we meet Anna, a new employee at a company that makes, wait for it, imitation fruit.
Imitation fruit.
I know, right?
That's hilarious.
But she's facing her first big challenge. Mr. Lime, a customer who is anything BUT mellow. Yeah, it seems he ordered 8,000 plastic grapefruits and ended up with a whopping 800,000 plastic pineapples instead.
Oh, wow. That's quite the mix-up. While the sheer scale of the error is obviously played for laughs, it does set the stage for exploring how to navigate a real customer service issue.
I was hooked the moment I saw that. I mean, who hasn't dreamt of being like knee-deep in plastic fruit, right? But jokes aside, what I found really clever is how the script walks us through each step Anna takes to diffuse the situation.
Uh-huh.
It's like a roadmap for turning a potential disaster into a win.
And it really highlights something that's crucial. Mastering communication is about more than just knowing the right words.
Wow.
It's about understanding like the psychology behind them, why certain phrases resonate, how to build rapport, and when to pivot to turn something negative into a positive.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, so let's break down this roadmap. So the script lays out 5 distinct stages. They are apology, empathy, promise, action, and then, surprisingly, upselling.
Upselling.
I know, right? It seems a little counterintuitive in a situation like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But it really does show a sophisticated understanding of customer psychology. It's like strategically offering additional products or services that genuinely benefit the customer, building on the goodwill that you've just created by solving their problem. So it's not about being pushy, but about being genuinely helpful and anticipating needs.
Exactly. It's about demonstrating that you're not just fixing a mistake, but that you're really invested in making the customer happy and exceeding their expectations.
Okay, back to Anna and Mr. Lime. The script actually gives her specific phrases for each stage, like a cheat sheet for handling this difficult conversation. For example, her apology is simple and direct. I'm really sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I notice that she avoids any kind of corporate jargon or overly formal language. It's all about human connection. It's about acknowledging the customer's frustration on a personal level. And then she expresses empathy with things like, that's totally unacceptable and that must have been very inconvenient for you. What I find interesting is that the script emphasizes the word totally. It feels like more than just an agreement, almost like she's amplifying Mr. Lime's feelings.
You're picking up on a subtle but important nuance there. By using totally, Anna is signaling that she fully understands how serious the situation is from Mr. Lime's perspective. It's not just an inconvenience, it's a major disruption, and she's not downplaying it.
That's a really good point. It's almost like saying, I get it, you're right to be upset.
And that leads us to the promise and action stage, where Anna assures Mr. Lime that they'll fix the problem. She promises to remove the pineapples and send the correct grapefruits by express delivery that very afternoon.
Okay, but here's where it gets interesting. She doesn't stop there.
Oh.
Yeah, she also offers some free imitation oranges as compensation,
Oh, nice.
and specifically highlights that they're the latest edition made with advanced faux orange technology. And Mr. Lime seems genuinely impressed. It's like those oranges are the key to unlocking the next level of customer satisfaction. So, is this where the upselling magic comes in? I'm dying to know how Anna pulls this off.
Oh, she does it with a finesse that would make any salesperson proud, and it all starts with a single tantalizing word, lemon.
Okay, so a single word, lemon. I'm hooked. Tell me more. How does Anna pull off this Imperial Lemon upsell? It sounds like something straight out of a spy movie.
So imagine you're Mr. Lime, right? You've just had this major frustration.
Uh-huh.
But Anna has like expertly handled the situation.
Right.
She's apologized, she's empathized, she's promised a swift resolution. You're probably feeling pretty good about the company at this point.
Yeah, I can see that. She's definitely earned back some trust.
Exactly. And that is like the perfect moment to introduce the Imperial Lemon. She doesn't go into a ton of detail, but she hints at its exclusivity, its groundbreaking features, the fact that it's not even available to the public yet.
The classic make them feel special tactic.
Exactly. And it totally works. Mr. Lime, very intrigued, asks for more information. So Anna, being the amazing salesperson that she is, offers him like an exclusive one-on-one presentation of the Imperial Lemon.
Wow, so she further reinforces his status as a valued customer.
Exactly.
So what's the takeaway here for those of us who aren't selling imitation fruit? Is this really a strategy that can be replicated in other industries?
Absolutely. While the specific products will obviously differ, the underlying principles are completely universal.
Okay.
When you face a customer complaint, it's a huge opportunity to demonstrate your commitment to their satisfaction. Going above and beyond to fix the problem, that's essential. But it's that extra step, like Anna's Free Oranges or the Imperial Lemon presentation, that can transform a satisfied customer into a loyal one.
So it's like you're saying complaints aren't just problems to be solved, they're opportunities to strengthen relationship.
Precisely. Think about it. Have you ever had a negative experience as a customer, but the company went like above and beyond to make it right? Did that change your perception of them?
Definitely. I can think of a time an online order was completely messed up. Not only did the company refund me immediately, but they also sent me a gift certificate and a handwritten apology note. And I've been a loyal customer ever since.
And that's the power of exceeding expectations. It's about recognizing that every interaction with a customer, good or bad, is a chance to build trust and loyalty.
So what are some practical tips for handling complaints effectively, even if we don't have a secret Imperial Lemon up our sleeves?
Well, first and foremost, active listening is crucial.
Yeah.
Let the customer fully express their concerns without interrupting them. Show that you understand and empathize with their frustration. Then clearly articulate the steps you'll take to resolve the issue. And finally, look for ways to go that extra mile. A small gift, a discount, or even just a follow-up call to make sure they're satisfied.
That all ties back to the idea that words matter. The Real English Talk podcast script gives specific phrases for each stage of complaint handling, which is helpful. But it's also about understanding the intention behind those words. You have to be sincere, genuine, and focused on building that positive relationship with the customer.
Exactly. You got to use language as a tool to build bridges, not walls. And sometimes the most effective communication is simply acknowledging the customer's feelings and letting them know that you're on their side.
So we've talked about apologies, empathy, taking action, and even upselling. But there's another element that I think often gets overlooked in customer service. The Real English Talk podcast script doesn't explicitly mention it, but it's subtly woven throughout Anna's interactions with Mr. Lime. Confidence.
Oh, that's a great observation. Think about it. Anna's dealing with this highly unusual situation, a mountain of unwanted pineapples and a very unhappy customer. Yet she remains so calm, so collected, and in control throughout the conversation. She doesn't get flustered or defensive. She owns the problem and focuses on finding a solution.
And that confidence probably comes from her being so prepared.
Yeah.
She knows the steps to take.
Yeah.
She has the language at her fingertips, and she's empowered to make decisions that will benefit both the customer and the company.
Absolutely. And that sense of preparedness can be incredibly empowering for anyone who has to deal with customer complaints.
Right.
It's about having that framework for handling these situations, knowing that you have the tools and the skills to navigate them effectively.
So to sum it up, handling customer complaints effectively isn't just about fixing problems. It's about building relationships, exceeding expectations, and using language to create positive outcomes. It's about turning those uh-oh moments into opportunities for connection and growth.
And sometimes it's about figuring out what to do with 800,000 plastic pineapples.
Now that's a challenge for another day. Speaking of challenges, let's flip the script for a second. Imagine you are Anna. You've calmed Mr. Lime down, you've promised him his grapefruits, you've even tempted him with the Imperial Lemon. But what about those pineapples? What are some creative, real-world solutions that you could offer to deal with that surplus? We'll dive into that and more right after the break. Okay, so we've left Anna with like a mountain of pineapples.
Oh, yeah.
And potentially appeased Mr. Lime. But 800,000 plastic pineapples is, let's be honest, a lot to deal with.
That's a lot of pineapple.
Yeah, so it's time to put on our creative problem-solving hats. What could Anna realistically do with all of that excess inventory?
Well, we could take the easy route and suggest donating them, maybe to a school for arts and crafts projects or a local theater group for set design.
Yeah.
But I think we can do better than that.
Okay, I like where you're going with this. Let's think outside the fruit basket, so to speak. What if Anna leverages this situation to create some positive PR for the company?
Oh, now you're thinking strategically. Yep. She could partner with a local environmental organization and recycle all those pineapples into something useful. Maybe playground equipment or even building materials.
Yeah.
It's a chance to showcase the company's commitment to sustainability and turn a potential negative into a positive. Not just for the environment, but also for the company's image.
That's brilliant. It's not just about getting rid of the pineapples. It's about turning them into an opportunity to demonstrate corporate responsibility and generate some goodwill. It could even become a whole new marketing campaign, turning pineapples into playgrounds.
Exactly. You're reframing the problem. You're seeing those pineapples not as a liability, but as a resource just waiting to be tapped.
And imagine how this would make Mr. Lime feel. He's already impressed with how Anna handled his complaint, right?
Right.
And now he sees that the company is going above and beyond to address this larger issue of waste and environmental responsibility.
Right.
It just reinforces this idea that he's doing business with a company that shares his values.
It's a win-win for everybody. Mr. Lime feels good, the company enhances its reputation, and the environment benefits.
You know, this whole deep dive has really made me rethink how we view customer complaints.
Yeah.
It's not just about putting out fires.
Right.
It's about building bridges, fostering trust, and even sparking innovation.
It's about seeing those complaints as opportunities to learn, to grow, and to strengthen those all-important customer relationships.
So the next time you find yourself face-to-face with a frustrated customer, remember Anna and those pineapples. Take a breath, listen carefully, and think creatively. You might be surprised at the positive outcomes that can come out of even the most challenging situations.
And who knows, you might even discover a groundbreaking new use for plastic fruit along the way.
That's all the time we have for today's deep dive. We hope you've enjoyed exploring the art of turning customer complaints into opportunities. Until next time, keep those brains engaged and those conversations flowing.